This has been a remarkable time to be in medicine
Oh,
in the
excuse
last
me.
15
One
years.
thing I have to
Yes.
take care of, and that is to invite our viewers to call in and ask questions if they like to our live line 621-4473. If you have any real questions, please call in. Go ahead.
So I want to share with you that in the example of the pharmaceutical companies, we have to recognize on the one hand in our community that we're deeply grateful that these HIV medications save lives. We recognize that there is a spiritual energy of people who truly are seeking the best for patients and work hard to find solutions. These really are marvels. These medications so precisely define their target that they're able to knock out particular enzymes and prevent this virus from replicating at levels of hundreds of thousands to undetectable levels. At the same time, Kilo, these medications are being produced in larger institutional systems too, right? Systems in which there are boardrooms for which there are bottom lines and dollar profits that ultimately navigate how decisions get made. We think that that tension has erred on the side of pharmaceutical companies not paying sufficient attention and care to patients at the expense of making profits. That's our assessment. That discussion has to occur in the medical community if we want to mitigate this distrust.
Right. But not only that, but if I may digress just a little bit into the international arena, it's terrible that these pharmaceuticals are preventing generic drugs from saving lives in Africa, particularly in
Yes.
Africa, in South Africa and Haiti and other places where AIDS is epidemic.
That's correct. Now, Kilu, if you were, I want to share with you that one of the best analyses of pharmaceutical companies was done by a Dr. Marcia Angels. She happened to be the former editor-in-chief of the New England Journal of Medicine.
Oh.
So let me just share with you that we recognize there are
Excuse me, a call's coming through.
absolutely,
Can we
absolutely.
take it? Okay. Yes, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air.
Thank you. I was listening to your show, or watching your show, and I don't usually watch it, but I would like to know this doctor's opinion of what Jeremiah Wright said about AIDS, and if he has ever read a book called Emerging Viruses by Leonard G. Horowitz. If he's done that, or if he knows anything about it, I would like to hear his response.
Did you get the question?
I did get the question. Thank you for the call. I haven't read the book, but I have read the transcript and listened to Jeremiah Wright's statement. The statement that was made before the press club. Now, as I heard his language, he was very clear in stating, with regard to the matter, if HIV and AIDS was designed by the government, language similar to that. He was very clear in stating, I'm not telling you that it is or isn't. I'm saying that a government that produced chemical, biological weapons and then sold them to a country and then used that as a pretext for invading that country and demonizing that country is capable of everything. It was language like that. I'm paraphrasing. So what I hear by that is this sense of the possibility by the AIDS conspiratists, people who believe that the AIDS conspiracy theories, the possibility that government, again, this idea that the government may not be benevolent, it is entertained in communities of color that exist under systems where, with the highest incarceration rates, with a death penalty that penalizes Latinos and African Americans more. We suffer under conditions of disparity that allow us to entertain this as a possibility. As it relates to the proof of it, I step back and say, I don't know.
Right.
I'm not able to say that, but it's less important for me to prove it or not prove it than to acknowledge it as possible.
Okay, we have only about a minute left. Dr. Alvarez, it's certainly not enough time to delve deeper, but would you just give out a website or any last words that you might have very quickly?
Should I poem?
Oh, if you can.
Pills, profits, protestations. May this alliteration illuminate a certain alienation. It is we who have become aliens in our own nation. A Prozac nation with Viagra chaser. We got to move for your pill. We got to move for your. Well, I'll just end it right there. I appreciate it. And in terms of a website, you can check out Clinica Esperanza on the web.
Okay, thank you very
Thanks
much,
so much. This is
Ricardo
fun.
Alvarez. And please tune in next Friday when we'll have two war resistors as our guests here on SF Live. Eddie Falcon, a member of the Iraq Veterans Against the War, and Michael Wong, who went AWOL during the Vietnam War and is featured in the film Sir, No Sir. I want to thank Arnell Valle for board hopping, and thank you for tuning in to Freedom is a Constant Struggle. All power to the people. Free them all.
On a move.
On the move.